This review lesson is all about slope, and remember that slope is rise over run, also known as change in the y value over the change in the x value. Now, a lot of people can count slope correctly, but then somehow all of their slopes are positive because they forget that when you go up and to the right, it's positive, but when you go down and to the left, it's negative. So please pay attention to the direction you are moving. And let's calculate some slopes. So it doesn't matter where you start. I always usually like to start on the left side and move over to the right side, but it doesn't matter. But I'll start here. So then I have to go up. Ooh, it's up 2 boxes, but it's not actually 2. This is a tricky first one, because while it's up 2 boxes, look, you go from 3 all the way up to 9. So that's actually a rise of 6. You have to pay attention to not just the boxes, but also the numbers themselves on the axes. Now I have to move to the right, and this one is actually going by ones, so I'm moving 1, 2, 3 over. So the slope is 6 over 3. The best way to write that is either 2 over 1 or just 2. No mixed numbers as slopes, but you can leave whole numbers if it reduces to a whole number. Now I should know that my slope is positive because positive lines look like they do in number 1. I know that my slope in number 2, spoiler alert, is going to be negative because this is what negative lines look like. Look at the difference between the direction of a positive line and the direction of a negative line. You should always look for those if you ever forget to pay attention to the direction you are moving. Let's check out number 2. I will start here, so I have to go down, and this one is going by ones, so I can actually just count boxes. 2, 3, 4. So down is negative, so that's 4 down, and I'm going to the right, 6, and right is positive, so that gives me a slope of negative 4 over 6, which, as the best way to write it, is reduced negative 2 over 3. Don't turn it into a decimal, leave it as a fraction. And you can see I should feel confident that I got it right because my slope is negative, and this is what negative lines look like. All right, let's look at numbers 3 and 4. I'll start here, and I don't actually have to move up at all because I'm right on the line. So my up or down number is 0, and then I have to go to the right, 4. So that's a 0 over 4, which as a number is 0. Now you should remember from when we first learned about lesson 4.2 is that horizontal lines have a slope of 0. This was on our 4.2 video, the original video. So if you need to go back and review that, please go back and look at your 4.2 original video. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, I have to move up, and let's up 5. And I don't have to move anywhere because I'm there, right? Like I landed on the spot, so I don't have to go anywhere. That's 0. So the rise is 5 and the run is 0. Now this is undefined. If you do this division, you will get an error message because you cannot divide by 0. So undefined, or sometimes people write no slope. They are the same thing. You pick your preferred way of writing it, and you can write either one. And from our original video, hopefully you go back and look that vertical lines have a no slope or undefined slope answer. Here's one final trick if you really can't tell the difference between no slope and 0 slope. This is for the people who are totally stumped but still want to be able to get it right. So here is a picture of a horizontal line. This is the beginning of the letter Z. And so horizontal lines have a 0 slope. Now we go over here. This is a vertical line. This is also the beginning of a letter N for no slope. Vertical lines have no slope. So hopefully that helps you. If you're still not getting it, if you still can't remember it, it's just a little remembering tool for you to keep the difference between vertical and horizontal, no slope and zero slope. All right, last one together. Which set of stairs is more difficult to climb? Well, obviously, it's probably going to have to do with their, guess what, slopes. So let's calculate their two slopes. Staircase 1 has a rise of 6 and a run of 10, so that would make its slope 6/10, or 3/5. Staircase 2 has a rise of 8 and a run of 12. So that makes its slope 8/12. And if you reduce that, you get 2/3. So which is bigger, 3/5 or 2/3? Which one is a larger value? Well, hopefully you say, because you know fraction knowledge, that 2/3 is bigger. So we'll say staircase 2. Because it has a steeper slope. And sometimes if you think in real life, you think about like going up and down staircases. Sometimes staircases have different slopes. Well, typically they do, because they're not all standardized. They're not all made by the same person. And some staircases, when you run up and down the staircase, you get more tired than running up and down another staircase. And that's going to have to do with the slope. The slope is steeper. The rise, the amount of effort that you have to do to put your foot up every stair is different. And so when the slope is larger, then it's going to be more effort to go up the staircase. There are a couple options you can do if you still are confused with this lesson. You can go back and watch the original 4.2 video. You can go to the online textbook and watch the lesson tutorial videos. You can come see me for help, but please get some sort of help if you still don't understand this lesson.